beautiful people. My name is Amit, and this is Feesclub Academy. As you remember in the last video, we have talked about the HTML, and we started programming something in HTML. And as you saw in the last video, we have just printed this hello world text on the browser. And I promised you that I will go ahead and explain every single thing what I have done over here. So as you see that this is the first line that says doc type HTML. Now what does it mean? Let's Google it. And as I am going to Google it, I would like to tell you one more important aspect of the developer fundamentals. Like, you would be Googling a lot if you are a developer, and you need not to be lazy, or you need not to be shy in Googling something, because if you are a developer you need to Google a lot. Alright, so as I am typing this doc type HTML on Google, I can see the first link, and that link is from W3 Schools, and I would highly recommend you this site to go ahead and search anything on this. And why Google is important, why look into the references or the documentation of any technology is important, because it's not possible to learn everything for a technology. Suppose if you talk about the HTML, if I click on this HTML in W3 Schools, you can see there are a lot of tags and other stuffs are there, but it's not practical to to get everything by heart for a developer. You should be able to understand what the code is, what they are trying to explain, and what's going on behind these codes and explanations. So this is what that is more important. It's not important to learn everything to get by heart of every single thing in any documentation. So you should be able to read things. That's why I said that you should be you should not be shy on finding things, on searching things on Google. Alright, so let's go ahead and get back to the doc type HTML. And as you can see, that doc type HTML is simply a declaration, and it tells the the browser that whatever the document is, whatever the page is, this page belongs to, or this page will follow the HTML5 documentation type. So the documentation type will be HTML5. HTML has been evolving since it has been first used from 1991 till date, and the current version which is running is HTML5. So this particular statement, doc type HTML, only tells the browser that the document is following the HTML5 syntaxes, and HTML5 document, the document type or version will be HTML5. Alright, so this was the meaning of the doc type. You can go ahead and read more about it on this W3 Schools page, and I would highly recommend you to go and read. If you want to read about anything, you can just go to w3schools.com and read about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the other tag, and that is HTML. Before I go ahead, let me just give you a rough syntax of HTML tags. See, any tag, if the tag is closing tag, the tags that you have to open and you have to close as well. So like HTML tag, you are opening this tag and then you are going to close this tag as well. Okay, and there are some tags that is called self-closing tags, like BR tag. I'll tell you about these tags later on. And HR tags and image tag. So these tags, you should never do this. Okay, so this will be wrong because these are self-closing tags. Okay, again I'll teach you about the self-closing tags later on, but right now let's focus on the closing tags. I mean the tags that you have to close, open and close. So what should be the syntax? A syntax should be, if you are writing a tag, just open it, open like this, and then you need to close the tag like this, and inside this open tag angular brackets you can also give some attribute with its value inside the double quotes, and you can relate the attribute, the name of the attribute and its value with an equal sign. And you can do this multiple times. I mean, you can, if any tag has multiple attributes, you can simply define it over here. So this is the basic syntax. Okay, and you can also wrap any other tag inside a tag. Okay, like this. And this can also have its attributes. So this is the basic syntax of HTML. I hope you got it. So let's go ahead and get some HTML tag. See, HTML tag is the basic tag into which everything should be written inside this tag. This tag means everything inside it, it's the HTML. It tells the browser that everything inside these tags is HTML, HTML documentation. Now, the head tag is basically something that in this particular tag we tell about the page, about the website, or about the web page, basically the information about the web pages. In this particular tag we will also use some meta tags that we will cover in our SEO sections. So right now only you should know about the title thing. And what is title tag? Inside the title tag, whatever we write is actually printed on here at the very top of the browser. Okay, so if you see that we have written my first website, and if I just change it and I save it, again to save I'm just using Ctrl+S, and if you refresh the browser, so you can see that the head has been changed, my first website sample. Okay, so I just take it back and refresh. As you can see, the title is changed. So this was about the title tag. Now come to the body. In the body tag, whatever we write is actually printing over here. So we have written hello world, and the hello world is being printed over here on the browser. But this is not the way to write anything, because everything, whatever we would like to use in our website, we should be enclosing in some tags. Okay. So let's put this inside a tag called h1. Now h stands for hello, and there are multiple h tags. It starts from h1 to h6. I'll tell you about everything. I will only tell you about 3 tags, and rest you should practice by yourself. So I just used h1, h2 and h6. Let's refresh it and put it over here. So now you can see that this is the h1 tag, and this is the h2 heading, and this is h6. So larger the H number is, the smaller would be the text size. Okay, so the next tag I would teach you is P tag. P stands for paragraph. So whenever we write P, okay, and suppose I am going to also write same thing over here and without P, and this is I have written inside the P tag. Now let's save it. Okay, let's copy and duplicate it over here as well. So as you can see that I have taken 2 P paragraphs, and I have also written these paragraphs without the P tags. So let's see what happens. If I'm saving this and refreshing it, now you can see that the P tag is actually giving you a nice paragraph style, right? These two. But if I'm writing this paragraph without P tag, it's not giving me a paragraph style, and it's not even going to put anything. I mean, the next paragraph, it's not separating the paragraphs. So this is why we use P tag. If you want to give a paragraph style on the browser, you should use this. Now I'd like to give you a simple trick to write this lorem ipsum automatically in Sublime Text. If you're on Sublime Text, you just need to simply type lorem and then hit the tab button on the keyboard. The Sublime Text will automatically give you this nice little paragraph over here, which is a dummy text. Okay, so what's next? Now if we have learned about these H1 tags and the paragraph, I would like to give you some information about the OL, that is list types, list tags. Suppose we are going to we have to print some list on the browser. Suppose we are going to list some list of fruits. So we will use ordered list for that. So OL tag, and OL tag, which into this particular tag we will find put the list items. So for list items we need to type li, and inside the li tag we will type our first fruit's name. So let's say guava. Then again, let me just do this. Mango. And you can also nest, I mean you can also put another list inside the list. So for that you just need to get again an OL, right, and inside that again you need to start the list tags. And suppose we are going to give some types of mangoes, so what other that? So let's see how it looks. Okay, so as you can see that it's the ordered list because it's giving you the numbers automatically. If you don't want the ordered list, you can also use the unordered list. Just like that. and see now it's giving me the bullets over here. Alright, so the next thing I'm gonna teach you is about the self-closing tags. Okay, so I told you something about the self-closing tags like BR. Suppose you want to give a line break. BR stands for break, so it will give you a one single line break after wherever you type. See, there is one line break after Guava if I typed BR over here. Same way I can also give the HR, that is horizontal line. Let me refresh. As you can see, that there is a horizontal line just below orange because I have written over there the HR tag. It's a self-closing tag, and most of the times you would also see with self-closing tags like this. This is nothing but just the old HTML style, which is now deprecated, and we won't be using it. Okay, and let's just remove it. These two, you need to remember these. And one more important thing I would like to show you. Previously, if suppose we want something to be bold in bold letters, we were just using this tag, B tag. Alright, let's see how it looks over here. As you can see that the mango is in bold because we have put this in B tag. The same way we were using I tag previously. Let me remind you, these B tag and I tag are not being used today in the modern HTML. So this was mango, right? Now in place of these B tag and I tag, we use something called strong. Okay, so see, strong also does the same thing, and for the italics we use EM for emphasized. EM stands for emphasized. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you is like B tag and I tag have been replaced with strong and EM tags respectively. Why is that? Because previously the B tag and I tag, browsers were not able to understand, and if there is any application like screen recorder or which is being used by some who are visually challenged, those people will not be able to use this screen recording or screen narrator thing. If the browsers were using B tag and I tag, they were not able to understand this. So that is the reason this new tags have been introduced. Now with the strong tag and EM emphasized tag, browsers are not the browsers but the applications like SEO crawlers, Google bots, or screen recorder softwares, they are able to understand what does it mean. Okay, so that is the reason this replacement has been done. So we will also be using the strong EM tag in place of B and I tags now. Okay, so this was a small amount of knowledge that I shared it to you. Make sure you remember. Okay, now what I am going to do next is, let me just remove this. So I'm going to tell you another self-closing tag, that is image tag. Suppose I also want an image just below these mangoes, so I'll use the image tag. Now as I told you about this basic syntax of any tag, if any tag has an attribute, you just need to type here the attribute and its value here. Okay, So this is what I'm going to type over here. So image has an attribute called SRC, and without SRC attribute you would not be able to show an image, because to show an image you need to reference the image. You need to give a browser the reference that where is your image. So we will use, let's find out an image of this particular type of mango. Okay, so I'd like to take this image. I'll copy the link address and I'll simply paste it over here. And if I'll save it and I'll go to the browser, okay, I'm not able to see it. Maybe the link is not working. Let me check. Okay, so this is the link. I'm sorry about that. Alright, so as you can see, that image is too large. So what we will do is we will use another attribute over here, and the another attribute for image tag would be width, and we will give width in pixels. So suppose I'm giving width as 45 pixels. So as you can see that it just shortened around. You can also get the height as well. 45 pixels. Nothing changed. Yeah. So this is the same thing I can also do with the next tag. I mean the next type. Let me find out the image for that. Okay, so I'm just putting this image link over here. As you can see that we have two images over here. Alright, so this was a little knowledge about these little tags. Site the Tim Berners-Lee has he had made this. Now in this particular website, the very important thing that you might have noticed is what we call hyperlinks. These are the links that will link you for the to the another page. Previously it was the project.html page, and once I click on this link I'll get this particular page. So in the same server location, if in the same location or in any other location, if you have different pages and if you link to those pages with these hyperlinks, so how this things will be done. To do this we use a simple tag called a tag, and this is what we are going to see in this video. So let me just remove this, what we have done before. Suppose okay, let's keep that thing over here as it is. Suppose at the very top I'm going to give you a link. So we will use simply the a tag, and as per the syntax we should use here an attribute and a value. So the attribute would be that we're going to use is hypertext reference. That's in short, it's called href, and in here we will give you a link. Okay, and then we have to close the tag, and inside the tag we should type something so that people can click on that link. And here we will say new page. Okay, so let's see. Now you can see on the browser it says new page, and when I hover over the mouse over here I can see that it's type of link, but when I click over here it goes nowhere. Why? Because we haven't referenced any location, any page over here. So first of all, let's create a page. If I go to the desktop, I have this folder. So inside the folder, let me create a new page. So either you can create a new file over here like this, and you can rename it like new page.html, or what you can do, let me delete it. You can simply go to the Sublime Text and press Ctrl N, or you can simply click on this new file and just save this file into the same location where the index file is, and you can write down a name over here like new page or whatever you would like to give .html. This is important because if you save the file with .html extension, then only your Sublime Text will notify here that yes, this is the HTML page, and it will give you the indentation and annotation with colors and all, just like you would have seen in the previous videos. So if I click on the save, now if you type HTML, it will give you all these things, new page, and let me write over here this is the new page. Okay, so now I will write over here the new page .html, and if I would go to the browser and refresh it, and now if I would try to click over here, as you can also see, just watch over here at the bottom over here. When I hover over it, just watch there at the bottom, it says new page.html. it shows you the full link, that where this particular link will going to redirect us. So if I click here, I just got this is a new page and the page has been changed. Now I should also make a link on the new page to go back, right? So let's create another hyperlink over here with go back, and let me give you the link. Let me give you the link, and give the link as index.html because I want it to redirect us back to the HTML index page. So if I click here, I refresh here, I am able to go back to the index page now. So this is how the hyperlink is working. Now let me go to okay, so this was all about the hyperlinks at this level, and we'll go furthermore in the next videos. So we'll see in the next video we'll learn about the form tag and how we create beautiful forms that you might have seen in many websites, in almost every website. So stay tuned.
That was all about this video. Please like and share this video and subscribe to Feesclub Academy. See you in the next video.